Should have said the motor mouth thing.
Hi, I'm Rob Leonard, host of Beatles Songs for the past 24 years right here on WHPC. Beatles Songs airs every Friday from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m., playing the music of the Beatles together, apart, along with Beatle cover songs and songs the Beatles covered, along with songs the Beatle either guested on and or produced. And of course, we provide Beatle news. It's not the same show where they play the same 10 songs. So join me every Friday for Beatle Songs, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. on 90.3 WHPC, the voice of Nassau Community College, streaming at ncc.edu/WHPC.
Oh, Joe, you got the groove down, brother. You are jiving. You got it happening, man.
How could you not listen to that and not move?
You know what? I'm with you. They said that about disco. You know what? We're going to go warp speed 2, and we're going to energize and go back over here and say hi. You know, with the motor mouths.
I wanted you guys to pick up during the break.
Oh, why was that?
Because I wanted to ask you something off the air.
Oh, well, oops. Sorry. That's a little harder to do. And we're over here shuckling and jive. We were grooving to Billy Coben, man. You kidding me? Yeah. So what's happening, Christian? Tell us.
No, this is Bob.
Oh, Bob, I'm sorry. Right, you sound like Christian, too.
That's okay. Speaking of Christian, okay. Well, I wanted to ask you something off the air, but...
okay.
Because I know Christian was going to come in. I was going to do... I wanted to run something by you prior to the selection for... Yeah. Person of the year.
And that, yes. You know, and that's the thing. We have a poll up for what people would think. You dropped out on us. We don't know where the heck you are, and we couldn't get in touch with you. So we're totally dependent on when you call. So right. Realize you have us kind of handcuffed here. But
I've been going south a little bit. I've been trying to take care of a few things.
Okay, well, that's understandable. Sure.
And because I know you said, I know you guys had mentioned that Christian was going to be coming in at some point, I think during March.
Right.
And I know I'm a couple of weeks behind, but I wanted to run something by you prior to going on the air because I wanted to confirm something.
Okay. Well, you know what you do? You can...
I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
Well, you can send me an email, motormouthradio at ncc.edu.
Okay.
And you can even use MMR at ncc.edu because I have an alias because I know the IT guy here. So, so yeah, do that, and then I'll get back to you, I promise, right away, and we'll clear everything up that we'll fix it all. So
great. So you had mentioned I missed the very beginning of the program. So what was I missed? I got the last 10 seconds of it.
We were kind of wondering. We were talking about what happened to the Bronc, and then he called and dispelled the myths that he was recalled by Italy on his vacation. So that was good.
I heard the Portugal trip. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Right.
And we haven't heard from Tom from that Peak with ages, man.
Tom, yeah.
The weather's going to break soon, and I got to get my bag on early.
Exactly right. You got to crack a cold one in the garage. I know.
You got to get up to the garage.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. All right, I'll
garage and beers. Yes,
I'll run that by you on the email.
Okay, Bob. Thanks. I'll get back to you right away.
By all means, keep in touch,
and we'll go from there.
Thanks, guys. I'll still be listening to you. Bye.
Okay, Bob. So long. Yes, Bob, who bestows the Motor Mouth Radio Listener of the Year award.
He has become our reward giver there. You know.
He has.
No envelopes, though. That's good, but it's all verbal, okay. But it's nice to know that he's out there taking names and kicking something.
Exactly. So talking about kicking butts, what happened this week with you, Joe? Anything cool at the shop or any weird mishaps?
We've had some wacky ones. Actually, I wasn't that busy, but let's see. We had a Honda that wouldn't run past 45 minutes, and then it would just turn to a big pile of crap. Turned out like one of the O2 sensors decided to add ridiculous amount of fuel. It said that it needed more fuel, but it really didn't, so it ran rich as a pig. And
right.
Of course, it wasn't the front O2; it was the rear O2. So it turns out that some cars, even back then, this is a 2000, actually look at the rear oxygen sensor for...
it was an O2. What was the car again?
It was a 2000 Honda.
A 2000 Honda, okay.
Under Accord, yeah. And then that was pretty straight up. Then I had a repeat call to to one of my guys there that he had a Pontiac Aztec.
Oh yeah,
and
Mike
I deliberately pronounced it that way, Aztec.
Yeah.
It was an intermittent no start that became a complete and utter no start.
You got to just turn into Heisenberg when you work on that car. That's all.
Yeah, well, I think what's his name on The Big Bang Theory? He drove one for a while. Too.
Really?
Yeah, but I had to put on the rubber gloves. Long story short, that particular vintage 2002, it's got 2 crank sensors, and it needs them both. Mm-hmm. And we lost the front one. We lost the one behind the balancer. There's one behind the harmonic balancer, and there's one in the back of the block. And after doing some checking, I was like, there's something, the car's on the ground in between 3 other cars. It's raining,
right?
And I'm like, look, dude, there's something up with this front crank sensor, what they call the 24X crank sensor. I says, that's all you're getting out of me because I did not bring my rubber suit.
Oh, yeah.
I says, get the car in, get it on the lift. P.S. He calls me back. And when he did it, the trigger wheel, which is the back of the balancer, has a series of slots. Now, it's a pretty common GM thing. One of the slots was kind of, I don't know, must have taken a shot from road debris or something.
Yeah.
Which that now it bent it and, just like buzzsawed the hell out of the sensor. So he puts all that in, and he calls me back. He says, "Yeah, you were right. Yeah, I found this." He says, "But guess what? The car don't start still." I'm like, "Really?" I says, "Do me a favor, because like now this was on Saturday. He calls me Monday, and I can't get there because like I'm at my day job now."
Right.
I says, "Do me a favor, hook up the scan tool and tell me what the RPM signals, the 3X and the 24, blah blah." And of course, the answer was, "That's what I got you for."
So by 3X and 24X, that's 3 or 24 times the amplification of the signal,
there's
right?
one sensor that gives that 3 times per revolution of the engine, and the other one's 24 times.
Okay.
So I says, okay, well then push it to the side, and I'll see you Saturday.
Yeah.
So I get there Saturday, plug in the scan tool, right up, no problem. Both signals are there, but the car starts like it's about to throw a rod out the side of the block. So the guy had also, at some point or another, decided, for good measure, he was going to throw an ignition module in it.
Aha.
Now, this is one of those ignition modules with the 3 coils. It sits on top of the rear valve cover, which on an Aztec is like underneath the firewall, and pretty much you can't see nothing.
Right.
Not to mention somebody swapped the motor in this car, so the wiring looks like when you make sure that the pasta is good, you throw it up against the wall to see if it sticks. It pretty much looks like that.
Oh boy.
So God only knows. So anyway, I'm listening to this car. It's like ping bang. I'm like, okay. And I see there's a piece of paper written down where he wrote down the firing order.
Yeah.
And he did. He wrote down the firing order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then
Heisenberg.
Yep, there you go. There's my boy. Mm-hmm. He does the transporters real good.
Mm-hmm.
Then what happens is he wrote down which cylinders were odd, which cylinders even.
Right.
And then, of course, the coils go across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right?
Right.
No. I'm like, dude, did you mark the what? He goes, no. It makes perfect sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm like, no. And then bottom line is we spent about 5 minutes switching coils around. Mm-hmm. Wires on the coil, car pops right off. So it was.
Hey, here at Motormouth Radio.
Yes.
The seal, the hermetic seal in the door has been breached, and we've been overtaken.
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of popped,
I hear a car problem from Mr. Rob Leonard.
Well, you guys are the guys I go to.
Yeah.
When I have a car thought,
because you got a guy.
I got 2 guys.
I got a guy.
I got this guy over here.
You give me a good recommendation. Hey.
Yeah.
So what did you break, huh?
What's up this week?
I haven't broke anything yet.
Okay. But you're working on it.
But my question is, the brake fluid, does that have to be filled to the tippy top?
No.
The tippy top? No, but there is a line very close to the top of the master cylinder.
Okay.
You always have to leave a little bit of room for expansion.
Exactly.
Especially if you have drum brakes, otherwise they stay on.
Yes.
And then you have those really cool glowing red brake rotors.
You're talking about on your Chrysler.
Right.
Yeah, there's usually like a little window.
If there's a neck,
there's a little.
If there's a neck, you want to go to below that neck, like a little, and leave a little bit of the top of the container.
Yes.
Okay.
Free
because
air.
one thing with my brakes, I know I had to bring a bunch of my car, and I've told you guys off here about my problems. But I noticed when I step on them, and I have ABS brakes, which I love, by the way.
Right.
I love ABS brakes.
Hell yeah.
They stop like boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's like a duh-duh-duh Like there's a.
That's actually what the ABS does. Look at
like
Joe.
that?
Look at Joe taking.
Not as Ricky Ricardo-ish.
Look at Joe taking my instrument.
You know, it's like boom, boom, boom. But if I hit the brake hard, the thing doesn't happen. It only happens when I'm sort of in a slowdown.
Is it more like a woo, woo?
No.
Do you feel?
No.
Say it again.
A woo, woo. I'm thinking rotor pulsation. I'm thinking like a warped rotor.
It could be a rotor pulsation.
But when I step on the brake, like to stop immediately, and it also seems to be worse when I'm driving faster.
That's also contingent with a warp type of rotor, because slower you'll feel that sluggish kind of.
you kind of.
And if you nail it,
pull, it's from the right side. It's not both. It's just,
I could think sticky caliper. You could think brake hose. There's a lot of things you could think.
Something dragging.
Yeah.
Usually you hear like you hear any kind of like funny like donkey noises like.
Not
this
that,
happens.
but it's a tuh.
Okay. The reason is that ABS works by. Remember, you're of the age where you were taught to pump your brakes.
Right, I remember that.
Okay. Well, ABS does that for you. And what it does is it monitors the wheels, and if it senses one particular wheel skidding, in other words, the speed of that particular wheel is dropping faster than the others, it pulses the brake pressure to that particular wheel to keep it from sliding.
Well, I'm almost positive on my right, I need shocks on at least my right side.
Okay.
Maybe.
How's your tires?
Actually, I checked them out. They're pretty good, actually.
The reason a worn tire has a smaller diameter and will spin faster.
Yes, I thought it was.
Easier.
I thought it was, but I checked the tire. It's in pretty decent shape.
Okay.
Right.
But yeah, I've had that where there is a pull on it when my car has had worn tires at different
Cars
ways.
have gotten sophisticated,
Yes,
Rob. They really have.
Yeah.
We still think of them as stupid, but they're smarter than us sometimes.
They certainly are.
I know mine are.
You have no idea. So if you're driving along quick, it doesn't happen much?
No, actually, when I'm driving quicker and I hit the brake,
right,
it does it. But if I hit it really hard, like just like that, the noise doesn't happen. But then I stop. So
okay. Well, the bottom line is stop. What you may want to do, very very judiciously, is as you're driving along at a decent clip, just put your foot on the brake a little bit, just to drag the brakes.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
And see if you feel the pulsation or the that's probably something warped. Okay. If it happens as you come to a stop, as you're coming down to the last, few feet of the stop, that tends to be ABS.
Okay, and that's when you look at the sensors. You want to, the ABS sensors build up of smuts,
schming,
and schming, and yeah. No,
well, my airbag light's been going on too.
That's a whole SRS is a totally different thing. But
you want to make sure at least one or the other is working properly, because if the ABS don't work, you want the airbags to save you there.
I just want to get back to the fluid level. The other reason you need a free space in the master cylinder is as the brakes wear and the caliper pistons retract, the fluid level will change.
Right.
So, and you got to have that free space in there. So.
Okay, well, I'll show you guys after the show.
Yeah. All right. Very good, Rob.
When are we getting video in here, man?
Well, we got to talk to the big cheese, the big kahuna, the top dog, the big man.
Well, we need. I found out a couple of things. I went to the IBS convention yesterday, and I sat in a room of video people.
Wow.
Really?
And I said, hey, I want to videotape my show. And they gave like 3 different things right off the bat. So
I think a camera in that corner, and see over here is tight because this is such a close.
Well, you need a camera here, and then you need a camera.
It's got to be a fisheye, and then we're going to look like.
No, you need 2.
That's a line from a Rush song.
They have a thing where. There's a little box you can just hit.
I'm just thinking about camera angles. The room is bigger than some studios, but it's still a small.
Well, either you have it from the high above, and we see the top of your head.
I don't want to do that.
Or we get it from low.
Right.
Here
comes another short
joke. And then we see Joe's belly. Right. So either way, we don't want to do that.
Yeah. I didn't say anything.
Actually, they approached me with this. They wanted me to sign something about taping my fingers up before they turned the cameras on.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, I can't work the computer then. So sorry, tough. So that's why we don't have it.
Well, then you'd have a. You couldn't use certain fingers.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying.
And on television, you can use it. On radio, you can use it. No one sees
We're known for that.
You never know what's going to be flopping on.
I just realized you have that thing in your mouth.
Yes, he does.
Yes, I do. And
another thing
that's another good thing you don't want to see on video there.
I didn't know you smoked.
What?
You don't smoke anymore.
Only when lit.
Yeah.
Only when lit.
I like that.
There we go.
Boys.
All right, Rob, thanks.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Rob Leonard came to grace us with his presence and tell us about his pulsing.
Absolutely. And just takes us right in time.
At least he didn't say throbbing.
Yes. Right in time for another break. We're going to do this. I was hanging with one of the family members' sons, the next generation,
right,
be it, who's a drummer, and he plays some kind of death grind, hardcore, metal care, that stuff I couldn't even produce. He had so many different facets of music that are out there now that I don't know about. But we agreed that jazz, if you could play jazz, you can pretty much learn to play anything.
Right.